All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Concord Crimson Tide boys varsity game against the Trinity Pioneers. My name is Nick Richards for Concord TV, who is bringing you this game live. And we'll get the starting lineups announced shortly. Concord's coming off of a home loss last game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Concord High School, home to the Concord High School Crimson Tide. Tonight, the Division I boys varsity basketball team faces the Pioneers of Trinity High School and the Crimson Tide of Concord High School. First, the Concord High School athletics. In order to make tonight's game positive experience for everyone involved, good sportsmanship is expected from all players and fans. Gary Ruffling is expected. What is expected of opposing players, coaches, and professional officials working for tonight's game? Also a reminder, no spectators are allowed on the court at any time. Now let's get tonight's starting lineup. First, the visiting Pioneers are the same best as Trinity High School. Starting guard, a 5'11" freshman, number 0, Tyler White. Starting guard, a 5'9" senior captain, number 1, David Secure. Starting guard, a 6-foot senior, number 4, Royce Williams. Starting guard, a 5'10" senior captain, number 14, Louis Rosenthal. And starting coach for the 6'2" senior, number 23, Ryan Schultz. The head coach for Trinity, Steve Mike, Bob Huffley, Jeff Priest. Now let's meet tonight's starting lineup for the Concord High School Crimson Tide. The team captain number 14, Nate Benson. Starting guard, captain number 1. Anthony Brown. Starting guard, the junior, number 23, Andy Benson. The head coach of Concord is short, produced by Scott Saber and Brian Benson. Now, the defensive, referee is Sean McNamara. The umpire is Scott Burmeister. The athletic trainer is Dave Boyle. Everybody, please stay.
So once again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Concord Crimson Tide boys varsity basketball home game against the Trinity Pioneers. And brought to you by Concord TV, and a huge shout out to Concord TV. These games would not be possible to broadcast without them, so major thank you. And for the Concord Crimson Tide, the starting lineup will be Nate Bengtson, Anthony Brock, Andy Bengtson, Max Leahy, and Chris Burke. And sitting here from my commentator's table, the biggest difference I see between these two teams really is the height difference. Concord with a bit of an edge, but we'll see how it all plays out. As Trinity will start with the possession inbounding. No tip-offs this year in order to stay safe for COVID protocols. As Concord's going with a 3-2 zone. Trinity looking for a hole in the zone. Can't manage to find one, going back and forth with the ball. Find their man open in the corner, but he can't make it. And Trinity will be in the right place at the right time and come up with the rebound. Another three from Trinity, this time rebounded by Concord. And Chris Burke will bring up the ball for the first possession for Concord. Anthony Brock now at the top of the key. Will pass to Chris Burke, dribbling. Will cut and find Max Leahy. Back to Brock. And Concord in their last game, though it was a loss to Manchester Central. Chris Burke can't quite make that layup. Trinity with fast break. Will convert for the 2 points. Concord in their loss to Manchester Central. We saw a great game from Nate Bengtson, winning the Hannaford Player of the Game, who had 11 points and 16 rebounds, 8 of which were offensive. Despite that, should not be ignored that Chris Burke had a really great first half, keeping the game close with a number of assists. And Trinity will come up with that steal. Concord gets tripped up a little bit. And there's 2 more fast break points for Concord. And we've seen this with this Crimson Tide team. They're a little slow out the gate, but they really shine in the second half. So for Concord, it's just a matter of trying to stay with Trinity in the first half and stay close and beat them out in the second half as Trinity will take possession. Ball almost got caught up in the passing lanes there, but Trinity prevents it with a shot. Won't go, but they'll rebound. And that's a foul on the floor before the shot. And that'll be the first foul for Concord. Trinity inbounding. Finds their man in the corner. Trinity's been to that spot a couple of times now. And the ball will come a little close to myself, but out of bounds. A good defensive possession there from Concord with their zone. An interesting offensive form there. They tried to build a wall of sorts for Chris Burke. Trinity defending it well. Trinity just saves that from going out of bounds a second time. And again, they find the hole in the zone, but they can't convert the easy layup. Concord pushing. As Anthony Brock will drive and find Nate Bengtson. Chris Burke fakes, shoots, won't go. And that looks like a holding foul on Concord's Anthony Brock. And it'll be Trinity's ball. So we see the first substitution from Trinity. No subs in yet from Concord, however. Trinity finding the holes in the zone for Concord. And the biggest thing for this Trinity team coming out 6-0 against the Crimson Tide is that they've just been quick. All of their points have been scored on fast, quick layups. And they'll find Anthony Brock in the corner, who will just miss the three. Great look, though, for Concord. And Trinity will get the foul and make the shot, giving them an and one opportunity here. And that'll be the first timeout for Concord. 30-second timeout here. Concord just trying to regroup as Trinity gets a fast start on the Crimson Tide. Concord might be looking to change up their defensive scheme here, as Trinity's been playing all around the edges and finding the holes with a man cutting inside. Could see Concord switching to man defense here, or a 3-2 zone. And he converts the and one opportunity. Max Leahy bringing the ball up now for Concord. Gets double teamed, and Trinity will get the turnover. And Concord right back with a steal of their own. Chris Burke driving quickly now. Concord looking to bring a little bit of the speed against this quick Trinity team. Will be a attempted pass inside, but Trinity will get inside the passing lanes and come up with the steal, driving up now. Concord just trying to get on the board. And Trinity will shoot a three. Won't go. Chris Burke bringing the ball up for Concord. Finds Max Leahy. Spinning, will put up a shot, won't go. Nate Bengtson will get the offensive rebound, and Chris Burke will drive in to shoot. Looking for a foul, but he doesn't need it. It'll go in. And that's Concord's first points on the board. And a great passing display from Trinity, but won't be able to convert the 2 points. This is becoming a fast-paced game as Concord's picking up the pace. Nate Bengtson underneath the hoop, and a great pass from Anthony Brock to find Nate Bengtson underneath the hoop. Tough to be able to see him. It's like Anthony Brock had eyes in the back of his head for that play. Trinity moving the ball around, will shoot a corner three. Won't go. Trinity shot quite a few of those corner threes, but none of them have been going. Chris Burke dribbling right around half court. Bengtson to set the pick and roll. He'll find Nate Bengtson, just won't go. Trinity almost lost the ball there. Again, Trinity pounding the floor. They'll slow it down a bit now on this possession, and we'll shoot a short jumper from within the paint. Won't go. Concord bringing up the ball. Chris Burke. Bengtson again sets the pick and roll. And there will be Andy Bengtson in the corner. Nate with the rebound. Finds Max Leahy to Chris Burke. And Concord will reset here. Just a minute left in the first quarter. Concord trailing 4-9. And Trinity will come up with that possession, and big substitutions from Concord here. With Andy Bengtson, Max Leahy, and Anthony Brock coming out of the game. for Tyler Grierson, Gume Umbataboro, and Ivan Yen. Ivan Yen looks to be taking point here. Trinity picks up their dribble. Trinity looking for a foul there, but will find the man underneath. And Ivan Yen playing point. Gume driving, finds Chris Burke. Will drive himself, go up for a layup. And a couple of shots there. And it'll be Concord's ball after the commotion underneath the rim with 13 seconds left. Ivan Yen inbounding the ball. Finds Bankson to Gume. And that'll be a turnover on Concord's part. Anthony Brock coming into the game for Nate Bankson with 10 seconds left. Trinity in the corner, 4 seconds. And it won't go. So that'll be the end of the first quarter. Trinity leading 11-4. Concord got off to a bit of a rough start. But then found themselves being able to score some points, 4 points, at the end of the first quarter. And really the story of this first quarter has just been an incredibly fast-paced game played by Trinity. Concord able to adjust a little bit at the end of the first quarter. Will look to do so more at the beginning of this second quarter. As we most definitely saw the Crimson Tide increasing their pace there towards the end of the first quarter. And the lineup will stay the same for the start of the second quarter for Concord. Ivan Yen, Chris Burke, Anthony Brock, Gume Umbataboro, and Tyler Grierson on the floor for the Crimson Tide, as Chris Burke will bring the ball up. Concord moving the ball around. Yen driving will find Chris Burke. And May finds the hole, but they'll say he traveled. And it'll be Trinity's ball. Concord with a full court press here. Trinity moving the ball around, trying to find that hole in Concord's defense. They find their man underneath, but the good help defense by Concord, it won't be enough. Trinity, another 2 there. And the lead has now grown to 9 points. Ivan Yen with the ball. Finds Chris Burke in the corner. He'll drive. Find Tyler Grierson for the corner 3. Tried to bank it, but it won't go. And Trinity pounding up the floor, but Concord gets within the passing lanes. They saw that one coming this time. And see a substitution for Concord. Chris Burke will come out of the game for Shadi Floron. Trinity will take a contested 3, won't go. But they'll get the rebound. That'll be That'll be a foul on Concord on the floor. A little bit tough to say what for, but ref saw something I didn't. Trinity moving the ball around. And this Trinity team plays, as they'll get the layup, they play pretty much 5 around the outside with that one man cutting in every now and then to open up Concord zone. So you see Concord doing more or less the same thing. Ivan Yen will drive with a floater and it'll go in. Yen's athleticism showing there. Concord trailing 9 now as Trinity drives and it'll go. Trinity using their speed as Ivan Yen brings the ball up. Grierson with the ball. Brock at the top, and that'll be a travel once again on Concord. Just picked his foot up before he got the ball going. So Concord not able to draw any fouls yet. It's Trinity, not a foul to their name. But Concord, on the other hand, has 4. And Trinity will just lose control of the ball, and it'll end up Concord's possession. A good defensive effort there from Anthony Brock, as he'll be the one to inbound this to Max Leahy. Back to Anthony Brock, up to Goumet. Concord playing a bit on the slower side here. As Shadi Florent will drive, baseline, and it'll be poked out, Trinity's possession. Trinity then again with those deep passes. I'd like to see Concord capitalize, and we've seen it once before, get inside as Concord gets the rebound off of the missed shot by Trinity. Get inside of those passing lanes and just disrupt those long-range passes. Stop Trinity's progression up the floor. Anthony Brock in a bit of a pickle will find Yume Umbata-Boro, who will drive and pass out to Ivan Yen, who shoots a 3, and it'll go. Ivan Yen coming out strong out of the gates for Concord. That's 5 points for him. 5 of Concord's 9. All of a sudden, it's an 8-point game. Trinity will drive, find their man in the corner. And that's a 3 from Trinity to match. Concord's won't go, and Shadi Florent has the ball as Concord bringing up on their own. Yen will shoot another 3, won't go. And that will be Concord's possession. Of a good aggressive play from Max Leahy. Trinity, though, will get the steal and get a little bit caught up under the hoop. Looked like a bit of a travel there, but the ref won't call it, and that'll be a blocking foul on Concord, I believe. Yep, blocking foul on Goumet. And timeout by Trinity, I believe. Definitely interesting to see what both teams will be looking like coming out of this timeout. Concord was just beginning to get a little bit of momentum against Trinity. Hopefully they'll be able to keep it for the end of this first half. As Ivan Yen has really been the story of this first half in the second quarter, scoring all 5 of Concord's points in the second quarter. Concord will keep the lineup the same with Shadi Florent, Anthony Brock, Ivan Yen, Gume Umbata Boro and Max Leahy in the game. Yen defending. Trinity will make the easy layup. And Yen bringing the ball up. 10-point game for Trinity. Finds Max Leahy inside. Will give a bit of a shove. Won't go, but Yen will get the 2 and the foul. Ivan Yen being dominant in the second quarter. Yen looking to convert the and one play. And he will. And that's a 3-point chance converted for Concord. Max Leahy for Concord defending. Trinity moving around. Will spin and get the layup. Good move from Trinity. So it's a 9-point game. Trinity 21, Concord 12. Ivan Yen will look to find the cutting Max Leahy, but Trinity will disrupt the play. They'll stay Concord's possession with just about 3 minutes left on the clock. Ivan Yen will get the inbound to Max Leahy. Out to Anthony Brock. Jab step. Trying to get something started here. Max Leahy will shoot the long 2, and it'll go in. Concord scoring 10 points in this second quarter. Definitely a good change of pace. Trinity, again, a near miss out of bounds. And it'll just get the bounce. Looks like Ivan Yen was looking for the charge foul on that play, but he won't get it. May. Kashadi to Anthony. 2 minutes left. And Gume will find Anthony for the 3. Just won't go. And Trinity looking like they're playing football here with all of these full court passes. And that'll be a foul on Trinity as they hit Gume. Umbato Boro. Oh, ref giving a talk to Trinity. That might have been close to being a technical there, as Gume almost got knocked while he was in air. You can't hit someone with both feet off the ground. So, and Nate Bankson will be found open underneath the rim. Concord getting going here as it's back down underneath 10. Trinity playing fast, will shoot a 3, and it'll go. The intensity in this game is most definitely there. Gume will shoot a shot and it'll go. Concord's picking up the pace against Trinity as they'll get back on defense. Trinity slowing it down now. 10-point game with 1 minute left to go in the first half. Trinity dribbling. And that'll be a foul and 1 for Trinity. We'll see if he can convert. And he will, to get the 3-point play for Trinity. Chris Burke will bring it up half court. Umbata. Anthony Brock. Chris Burke up at the top, finds Gume in the corner. Pass out, find Anthony Brock, and he'll call that a travel. A few travel calls here now for Concord. with 30 seconds left. Trinity leading 31-18, a 13-point lead, as they'll slow it down and then speed it right back up. This is definitely a stop-and-go team if we've ever seen one. Concord trying to match their intensity. And Ivan Yen will be able to poke the ball out. But it'll stay Trinity's possession. Concord trying to defend with 8 seconds left. Trinity trying to find an opportunity for a shot here. Concord defending well. Trinity will put up a shot, but it won't go, and that's the end of the first half. Trinity with 31, Concord Crimson Tide with 18. 13-point lead for the Trinity Pioneers. And we'll see you for the second half. Welcome back, everyone, to the Concord Crimson Tide boys varsity home game. My name, once again, is Nick Richards, and we're looking to get the second half of this highly competitive, highly intense game going. It's Trinity, an intense, fast-paced, aggressive team. Concord we've definitely seen them have to adjust, but they've definitely gotten the ball rolling here at the end of the first half. We'll see how they open for the beginning of this second half. And I stated it before at the beginning of the game. I'll state it again. A huge shout out to Concord TV. They give us the opportunity to watch all of these games and for me to commentate and talk over them. As we'll see Concord going with their starting lineup for the game for the beginning of this second half. Chris Burke, Max Leahy, Andy Bengtson, Anthony Brock, and Nate Bengtson fill out Concord's starting five. Trinity playing everybody out as Concord will get the rebound. We've seen that a lot from this Trinity team. They get all five guys out around the arc with nobody inside. And it's been effective in cutting into Concord's zone, and that's the other thing from Trinity we've seen from Trinity is those Hail Mary football passes all the way down court. They're a fast team. But they'll have all five out around the arc, and Concord just wasn't ready for that one. Ivan Yen will sub into the game for Chris Burke. So they'll get all five of their players, Trinity, out around the arc, and it's been a little bit effective, we've seen at the beginning, as although Concord's been able to adjust against it in getting almost what we saw here, a man to cut in and get that inside pass to them for the easy layup. As while Concord appears to have the height advantage on Trinity, Trinity definitely has a speed advantage. Ivan Yen with the ball. And pass will be intercepted. Trinity racing up the court. Anthony Brock will get in the way of that pass, and Concord's speeding up the court on their own as Ivan Yen with the deep floater will get it in. Trinity slowing it down. If I had to guess, we'll see a quick change here soon. So Trinity has 33, Concord has 20. It's a 13-point game. As Trinity will shoot a three, won't go. Ivan Yen with the rebound. And he'll race up the court. Concord is playing much quicker in this second half, and that'll be a kicked ball on Trinity, so it'll stay Concord's possession. Out to Ivan Yen. Nate Bengtson at the top of the key, a place you won't see him often, and Ivan Yen in the corner. Ivan Yen back up top to Andy Bengtson, won't go. And that'll be Trinity's ball. Miss pass there. Concord playing quick. We'll see a couple of those mistakes, just like we saw them from Trinity. When you play faster, it means you're more prone to mistakes, but Concord definitely has to match Trinity's speed at some point. They're doing so right now. Trinity looking for a hole. And well, definitely Ivan Yang got in on that play, but looks like it'll be a foul. A shove on Ivan Yang. Disrupts Trinity's pace, though, so Concord will take that. Ivan Yen almost gets in the passing lane, and they'll find their man open. In the corner, it'll go. Could have called the foul there. Anthony Brock hit him hard, but he'd released the ball long enough. Ref says it's clean. Max Leahy will drive underneath the hoop, find Anthony Brock outside, and Andy Bankson will get wrapped up with a Trinity player, and that'll be a foul on Trinity. .16 game now with that Trinity 3. And that looks to be an offensive foul. Anthony Brock, they say, was moving for the pick. Didn't have his feet solidly placed down. Concord almost got a hand on that pass. And they'll call that a foul. So we see fouls flying left and right at the beginning of this first half. Trinity will make their first as Concord and Trinity actually will make substitutions. Shadi Florent coming in for Anthony Brock. Trinity will make both, and Ivan Yen will play point. Bringing the ball up. This is definitely one of the bigger lineups Concord has to offer. And Andy Bankson will draw the foul going up for the shot. He'll shoot two. Concord can definitely use these points here. Andy will miss the first. But he'll make the second. It's Trinity's ball, and you see the same thing from them, that 5 out. Trinity moving around and now moving the ball around, looking for an opportunity. And Nate Bankson won't be able to draw the charge there. It's called a blocking foul. Trinity makes their first. And they'll miss their second, and Max Leahy will get the rebound, and Ivan Yen will speed the ball up for Concord, and there's a step back three, and it'll go. Ivan Yen has been the dominant force in this game as Trinity will move the ball around, and this game is getting even more intense than it already has been. A 15-point game. Trinity has slowly been extending their lead, but hasn't been able to put Concord out yet. But that is a foul on Max Leahy on the three-point attempt. And oh, no, they're calling it on the floor. So Trinity won't shoot free throws. And Concord will make substitutions. Bringing in Tyler Gerson, Chris Burke, and Gume Mbataboro. Trinity at the top of the key. Looking to make their move. Trinity had a man cutting, but won't be able to find that, and that'll sail over the head of the Trinity player number 33. I apologize, any Trinity fans watching. I don't have a roster. And Ivan Yen will drive and get the layup. Ivan Yen doing it all for Concord. That'll be a foul on Tyler Grierson. That play looked clean. The ref says his arm was in there a little bit. Trinity will miss their first. Concord will substitute Anthony Brock for Gume Mbata Aboro. Trinity can't get either one, but they'll get the rebound. Go up for a two, and they'll make it. That's number 0 for Trinity, who's been the dominant force for Trinity. It's Concord moving the ball around. Shadi Florent with the ball right now. We'll try handing it off to Ivan Yen, but won't be able to get a clean pass, so we'll turn it to Chris Burke instead, and that's Tyler Grierson now with the ball. Now with Shadi Florent. Full jab. Find Chris Burke in the corner. Concord looking for their opening here with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. It's 41-26, a 15-point game. Ivan Yen will shoot a three, but it won't go. And rough game right there. Bit of a questionable no call, as Concord and Trinity might have had fouls that just canceled out, and that might have been why the refs didn't decide to call anything. But we've just seen a continuation as Ivan Yen will try and get the ball of this incredibly physical game, and that'll be a kick ball, so no points for Trinity on that layup. Definitely a very aggressive, intense, fast-paced game we have on our hands here. Trinity moving it all around. Looking for their opening. They'll put up a shot and be able to draw the foul on Concord. Trinity shooting 2. They'll miss their first, and we'll see Nate Bengtson come into the game for Shadi Florent. Trinity missed their first, but they'll make their second. And now Ivan Yen will bring up the ball for Concord. Trinity full court pressing. And Trinity will get the turnover and speed it right up, and there's another foul on Concord. Trinity just able to draw all those fouls with their speed. Concord's really not left with anything else to do. Trinity with the substitution. They'll make their second, and Ivan Yen will once again bring the ball up for Concord. That's a timeout for Concord here, as this game has grown to a 20-point lead. Concord playing aggressive. but they'll call the full 1 minute timeout here. This has been a very physical game we have seen from both teams, though Trinity getting more of the calls. And sometimes that's just how the game falls. I'm sure Concord was looking to get a few of the calls for their favor, but they just weren't able to go. Trinity has definitely been able to convert on their fast break opportunities, and when they haven't been able to convert, they'll draw the foul and go to the free throw line. So we'll see. We're coming to the end of the third quarter here. We'll see if Concord can get in those passing lanes on those full court Hail Mary throws from Trinity and convert on those steals. Concord's been able to, for the most part, match Trinity's intensity on offense. We'll see now if they can do it on defense as well and start to get some of their points. As Anthony Brock has the ball now. And that'll be a foul on Trinity. Skume Umbata will come into the game for Tyler Grierson. Ivan Yen inbounding. Concord moving on the ball around quickly, and Ivan Yen will drive, and that'll be an and one for Ivan Yen. See him try and convert on the and one opportunity and get this three-point play. Ivan Yen will get the free throw. And we have 40 seconds left. We definitely hear the noise from coming from Concord's bench, looking for this defensive intensity. Trinity will shoot a three, won't go. Get a lucky bounce, though, and it'll go out to them. And they'll get a second chance here. Spinning, looking for their open man. Concord doing a good job of closing any steals in their defense as there's 10 seconds left to go. Trinity just able to pick the ball back up, and Nate Bengtson will get the steal. Throw it up to Ivan Yen, who will get the final points of the third quarter. A very intense ending to that third quarter. Concord able to pick up a little bit of momentum here and bring that 20-point lead back down to 15 for the fourth quarter. Trying to get something going here. We definitely like to see that defensive intensity there from Concord on that last minute about of the fourth quarter. We'll see if they can keep that momentum going into the fourth quarter and bring this game just a little bit closer. You saw how quickly Concord was able to get 5 points in just about 40 seconds. Can they keep that up for the entire fourth quarter? We might just well have a basketball game on our hands. So this will be the end of the break in between quarters. And we'll see what Concord's lineup is going to be here for this fourth quarter. Trinity going taller. Concord will match them with Nate Bengtson and Anthony Brock as their big men. And Ivan Yen, the dominant force for Concord here in this game, back out on the floor with Chris Burke and Gume Mbata Boro as we get started here in this fourth quarter. Concord moving the ball around quickly. Anthony Brock will set up for a three, but won't take. Find Ivan Yen. And there's Nate Bengtson out on the arc. Concord's looking like they're matching Trinity's sort of 5 out all around the arc formation here, as Yen will be able to get that pass from Nate Bengtson, and Chris Burke with the floater, and it'll fall. Concord's Got 7 unanswered points now. And once again, we really hear that noise coming from Concord's bench about this defensive intensity. We'll see what they can do on this play. It's down to a 13-point game. Trinity will cut. Concord will foul. Bit of an argument there. And we've seen this frustration before from Concord. Just not able to get the calls going their way. Trinity will miss their first. And Trinity will go smaller here with their substitution. Trinity will miss the first, but they'll get their second, and this is a 14-point game now as Concord throwing the ball up, much like Trinity has. Whoa, almost a mistake there on that play. Ivan Yen, though, will prevent it from happening as Goumet will drive and just won't get the bounce. Trinity throwing it up, but Ivan Yen was there, got a hand in on it. Just wasn't enough, though. Trinity kept the ball and was able to get that, and the ball is going up and down the court here, and this will be Trinity's turn to get a hand in on the play. Back and forth game we've got going so far. In this fourth quarter, they'll shoot a 3. Won't be good, and that's Nate Bengtson with the rebound. Chris Burke will bring it up. And Anthony Brock in the corner. Drive, put a shot up. Get the ball back and put another one up. And that'll be out off of, they say, Trinity, it looks like. After what was most definitely a commotion under the rim. Anthony Brock moving the ball around, and that'll call that a travel again. Wow. Concord just not getting any calls to go their way. Trinity looking to burn a little time off the clock here and get something going. They'll drive. Kick back out. Trinity will go up. Won't go, but they'll get their own rebound. We'll drive again and toss one up off the glass high. And it'll fall back in. Trinity has built back their lead that Concord stole from them. It's an 18-point lead now. Chris Burke is handling the ball here. He'll try and sneak a bounce pass into Goumet and Bato Agoro, but it won't go. Trinity's ball. Concord with the substitutions. Bringing in Shadi Floran and Max Leahy. Trinity looking for something to get started with, and there's 5 out on the arc again. Nobody inside the paint, and here we'll get a cut. So we've been talking about this 5 out on the arc that Trinity's been going with all game. And just for anyone who's a little confused about why I've been talking about it so much, it's how Trinity has gotten almost all of their points in this game. They'll space 5 out all around the arc, and it'll force Concord to stretch out their zone or man defense, whichever one they're going with, and essentially leave no Concord defenders inside the paint. So then all Trinity has to do is send their quickest man inside off of the pick and roll or whatever else the play may be after. It was a good pass from Trinity there. They won't be able to convert the three. They'll send their quickest man in, and they say Anthony Brock had a foot on the line. That'll be Trinity's ball. They'll send their quickest man into that empty paint, and they'll just get a free layup. And while Concord's been able to see it coming a few times in this game, it's mostly worked for Trinity. And they'll bring the ball up quickly here and find their open man in the corner, but it won't go. And Ivan Yen will be the one who comes up with it. That's Anthony Brock taking a deep three, won't go. Trinity's ball, as they've gotten their lead back up to 20 points with 3.5 minutes left to go in this game. Concord, we saw some intensity at the end of that fourth quarter, but Trinity wasn't yet ready to relinquish their lead, and they've built it back up to 20 points. This will be tough for Concord now. They had those 5 points in about a minute from Ivan Yen, but they'll need 20 and 3 if they want to make this game competitive. Ref says that's off Concord, and it'll stay Trinity ball. Chris Burke with a good on-ball defense. Concord playing tight on Trinity. Not wanting to give them any space to move around. We're getting into 2 minutes left as Trinity kicks it all the way out. We'll almost lose that one, but they're keeping it in there. Trinity, this possession has gone on for a while, and Ivan Yen will eventually foul him. This is definitely not good for Concord. This is possession from Trinity has lasted just about a minute here. And that's valuable time for Concord. Trinity now in the bonus. Shoot his first, make his first. That means he'll get to shoot his second. Anthony Brock and Ivan Yen will come out for this game, being replaced by Nate Bankson and Tyler Grierson. And that might be the last time we see Ivan Yen in this game. We had a dominant game for Concord. Chris Burke will bring this ball up. If Shadi Floran will drive, get a hot step, and it just won't roll his way. Trinity bring the ball up now with under 2 minutes left in this game. Just dribbling out, they'll have to pass it. Oh, they'll call that a travel, and it's Concord's ball. That's a foul. Looks like a reach in on Trinity. Concord will get the chance to inbound it under the hoop. Trinity with the substitution. And Concord will have a substitution of their own. As Chris Burke comes out. for what appears to be the last time this game. Max Leahy will find Andy Bankson to Shadi Florent. Will drive and get the roll this time. Shadi Florent with the 2. And Concord's full court pressing. Looking for a chance to get the ball here off Trinity. Doesn't want them to just run the timeout. Trinity will dribble up top. And that's a 30-second timeout, I believe, taken by Trinity. So we've got just about a minute left in this game, and Trinity leads Concord 55-35. A 20-point lead for them. And at the end of that third quarter, it looked like Concord was mounting up a bit of a comeback with the momentum they had gained, but Trinity built their lead all the way back up to 20 points. As Concord had a few calls that didn't go their way, and Trinity capitalized on it. Concord keeping the same lineup here. Nate Bankson, Max Leahy, Andy Bankson, Shadi Florent, and Tyler Grierson. And Trinity dribbling the ball at the top of the key here. Gonna burn as much time off the clock, and that'll be a half-court violation. So it looks like it'll be Concord's ball for the end of this game. It was a good game from Concord, especially as Tyler Grierson will be able to make that scoop-in layup. It was a good game from Concord here, especially Ivan Yen, who most definitely scored the majority of the points for Concord, as Trinity will dribble this one out with 5 seconds left. And that'll be the game. Trinity 55, Crimson Tide 37. As we just saw, a dominant game from Trinity's speed. Concord did a good job adjusting to it in the second half and matching it with their own intensity, but couldn't get a few calls to go their way on fouls, and Trinity's 5 out around the arc just worked better for them tonight. Concord tried to match it, but the lead was already established. A good game from Concord's Ivan Yen, but that'll be the game. This is Nick Richards for Concord TV, and once again, a huge shout out to Concord TV. These games wouldn't be able to be broadcast to you if not for them. But this is Nick Richards signing off.